briefly, kind of sum up everything we kind of talk about, like what really makes you not a statistic.
What makes me not a statistic is...
Y'all gonna make me cry.
Woo! Girl, that's heavy. Let it go, girl. Yeah. Let it go. Whew, Jesus. Thank you. Girl, you're an overcomer.
Ooh, that's a good question. What makes me not a statistic? Ooh, I wasn't prepared for that.
All of the knowledge I had from the past failures to this business, and you're talking about going from zero to like $600,000 a month within 2 years.
Woman, people call me phenomenally Black woman. People call me strong. I'll be all of that. But I just want to see the women that God has called to do a work actually do the work.
I'll allow God to use me, to my fullest capacity. So in every single area of my life, God has access to me. But like the song says, my storage is empty. My storage is completely empty when it's for God. So I'm not a statistic because I'm withholding nothing from God. Nothing. Everything that I have is God. Every area of my life, God can use me in every single area of my life. There is nothing off limits to God. Nothing.
Because at the end of the day, it's more to us than the kitchen. It's more than us to just Sunday school teaching. It's more to us, watch this, than wearing poofy dresses and big hats and sitting in the pews and just being quiet. There's more to us than that. If I can be successful in the marketplace as a woman, then as a woman of God, in whatever capacity that God has me in, let me be me and let God do the rest.
I teach in the book that you are the greatest technology that has ever existed. There's nobody like Chanel. Nobody. There's nobody like Robert. And what I recognize is that alone, that nobody else carries my DNA.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Not A Statistic TV. I have the beautiful and the phenomenal event host, Jay Marie, on tonight. Man, if y'all have not already done so, please like and share this broadcast, you all. We're about to be dropping so much value to you all. I am so excited for tonight's episode. This is my homegirl from high school, who I love so much. As you all are coming in, say where you guys are from, say what's up to us, let us know, talk to us in the comments. On YouTube, Not A Statistic TV website. So like I said, you haven't already done so, like and share, you all. So we're gonna get right into it, you all. Hey, I got my sister Nene Lolita. What up, girl?
Hey, everybody.
Got my sister Khadijah. I can share this and you all want to watch the replay. What's up? Thank you for joining us. So welcome to Not A Statistic TV, Jay. How you feeling?
Thank you so much. I just want to say first, before we talk about me, that I'm just so excited to be on your show. I'm happy for you. So thank you for inviting me. I'm doing well. I hope everything is good with you also.
Absolutely, yes. I am so good. I couldn't wait to this one. I was like,
I know, right?
Like I had somebody else talk about networking, but you,
Right.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
So of course I'm from Chicago. We went to Carver together, so I graduated from Carver Military. I started networking events a year ago back in August with my cousin and one of my friends. And so from August until now, I just kind of branched off and started doing my own thing with networking. It's been an extreme success. And outside of that, I'm a mommy to one 7-year-old handsome boy. And I work nights, which is about to be coming to an end soon because I want to work full time in that entrepreneurship and just excel from here. So that's a little bit about me.
Okay, great. So you said you've been like having networking events since about a year now, and it started you say your cousin and your friend. So what motivated you from them to say, let me go out and do this? Because you had a started like a different business prior to events, hosting events. So talk about that a little bit.
So the business you're talking about is TLC. So I was working with TLC selling weight loss products and like sea moss, and it's a great business. And one day I was sitting there at my desk and I was just thinking like, what do I want to do? I want to do something different. And I got a call from my cousin who's like, hey, we hosting this pop-up shop and we really need your help. We love the way you market your business with TLC. And so I'm like, I don't know if I really had the time. So I'm like, nah, y'all could just do it without me. And they was like, come on, like, we really need your help or whatever. So I was like, all right, fine. I'll help you a little bit. Y'all do your own thing. But when I got into it, I was so like, I just had a million ideas, like a million things I wanted to do, a million different ways I could have went about it. So I'm like, this is kind of fun. Like I kind of enjoy doing this. So we started creating contracts for the events, and we started just planning, buying the supplies and everything, and I started to enjoy it. So our first event was like I said in August, and August of last year. And before we even got to the event, I mean, it was packed. Everybody was already there. Like the street was packed, everything. So I'm like, oh my God, like we all just standing there like, this is crazy. Like, look at what we did together. So, after doing it, it was so successful, but we all were very overwhelmed because it's a lot of work into planning a successful event. So my cousin and my friend, I was like, do y'all want to do it again? And they was like, no, not really. So I'm like, come on, we gotta do it. We got the crowd pumping, like we gotta keep going. We can't stop here. And so I gave them time, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna give them some time. They not ready. I'm gonna branch out. So I did tell them. I said, if y'all not ready, I think I want to try it on my own. So of course they were supportive. They supported me, whatever decision I made. And from that point on, I just like I branched out. I'm like, I'm doing it. I'm doing it, and it's been wonderful ever since. So
Wow. So you did it. So you did an event with them, and
mhm.
I'm saying just getting your feet wet, and then you just so amazed. Y'all all was like amazed, like, okay, this is a good turnout. Like I wasn't really expecting it to go like this, but then the effort that you all put in. But like you said, like okay, we was overwhelmed, but you said, okay, I see, I got something good, right? Like
Mhm.
you know how you had the momentum, and you don't want that fire to die down, so you like.
Exactly.
I'm gonna give the people what they asking for. Like y'all
Mhm.
pay me my money, and then it also came out to be a great time. So let me keep going. And for you to keep going with just by yourself, I commend you because like you took this thing to a whole nother level that I'm sure you probably wasn't expecting. But then you was like, okay, in a way, I'm gonna just get out there and I'm gonna just go for it. You know what I'm saying? So just even like when you were as you started to do it by yourself, like how are you able to get these business owners to say, you know what, I'm gonna, put you in a room and allow you to, sell your product. So how are you able to know these business owners or how did that process work for you?
So, from working with my cousin and my friend, like I said, they were so amazed by the event. I had some people even come to me and them, and they said like, "Hey, I made the most money today that I've ever made, and I've been in business for a year." So I'm like, "Okay, that's good. You sat at the table for 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours, and you made a lot of money. That's amazing." So from that event, I gained some people from there, and then I just started posting. I just got online. I just started at first I was like inboxing people like, hey, what's going on? Like, I have this event coming up. I know you're a new business owner, whatever. And a lot of people was, oh, whatever. They was ignoring me. They wasn't really responding. I'm like, okay, I'm new to this. So of course we have to develop a trusting relationship before you can really say, okay, I'm gonna buy into this person and trust that they're gonna provide, what I need. So
Absolutely.
I was like, okay, I'm just gonna keep going. So my first event outside of working with them. It wasn't as big, but I was like, it's okay, because initially I did it with them. So of course, you three people versus one, it is going to be a difference. So I was like, well, that means nothing. So from some of the people I work with in TLC, I had some of them work with me, and then, like I said, just from posting, getting flyers created. A nice flyer will draw anybody's attention.
Absolutely.
And so after I started doing so many events and people saw the success, it was word of mouth. From that point on, they'll go tell somebody else, like, hey, I hooked up with Jay and it was nice or whatever. And so from that point on, it just started growing and growing to the point where I went from inboxing them like, hey, work with me, to people inboxing me like, when is your next event, like, are you gonna have another event, we're waiting on you, type thing. So it's definitely been wonderful. So
Oh my God. And like I just not only them, but they able to make some great money. Like they was obviously able to connect with other business owners, other like-minded people, right? Because a lot of times people say, you know what, people am I good? Hold on 1 second, please.
okay.
Okay, hold on. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Just 1 second. We gotta pivot 1 second.
I can't hear you.
I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Great. Okay, sorry about that. I do apologize.
Oh, it's okay.
Technical difficulties. So yes, where we at? We're talking about how, of course, they obviously was able to make some great money. They came in, make some great money. But what was it as far as they was obviously able to build their network, right? So what was the feedback that you were getting from the business owners that was coming to your pop-up shop, far as kind of like building their network of people?
So one thing that I love the most, some of the feedback that I got from the business owners that really touched me, was the fact that some people did not meet their sales. Not everybody is going to meet their sales. at every event, but it was just the aura of the room that made them say, well, I'll still come back to another one. You know, I like the energy in the room. I like how organized it is. You know, I like how other business owners help each other out, because one of my main goals in hosting events is not only just to help you make money or, you know, whatever, but it's to build those relationships that, like I said, networking helps you build your brand. And also you get to meet new people. Like, you know, for me, I know for me, like, I've never been big on just being on the forefront of everything. I'm always the person that's like, I'll be in the background. I'm okay with being in the back. But it's something how, you know, even when you're in the back, they still notice you. So for me, it was just like when I started gaining that, like, okay, I could be in the forefront, whatever, it's whatever. I started putting that energy to other people, like, hey, don't say your business is up and coming. You are a business owner. You are you know, you're working to be a millionaire, but you are a millionaire. You have to speak those things that are not as though they are, and then those things come, you know, into your present life. So that was one of the things that I like, was that people were just like, hey, you know, I didn't meet my goal for today, but I love the energy in the room. Or some people are like, hey, I did meet my goal and I want to come back, or whatever the case was. You know, I know that they enjoyed their time there. So that's every event. I haven't had a complaint so far. Nobody has said anything negative. Right. I mean, I always ask for suggestions, even if I think the event, because I'm hard on myself. So even if it's a great event, I'm like, I should have did this. Like, I should have did that, whatever. So I always ask for suggestions, like anything, you know, you want to change or you think I should change. So people always give their feedback, but it's never been like so bad that I'm like, gosh, I failed. You know what I mean? So.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, like, even just now, like, you know, stuff happen, right? Technical difficulties happen, different things like that happen. But your end goal is like, oh, it's still gonna be a successful event. It's still gonna be a successful show, despite of what may or may not happen. And like you even said, even when you're in the background of the, or you're behind the camera, people are still watching you, right? Because your name are still on that flyer. I'm looking for J. Marie. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when they're looking for you because you are the head person, everybody's looking for you, right? Like, I came to your event. This is my person. I came to one of your events, and I was like, man, there's a lot of people. It was a lot of great quality of business. It was, I mean, obviously, like, the products were good. I bought t-shirt. I bought pickles. Like, I mean, I bought some other great stuff. And because it's tied to your name, right? Like, it's tied to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you all raffled off a TV, and I mean, different things to make sure that your name is great, and also to like want people to come back, not only for the business owners. Obviously, she got a great turnout. Okay,
right.
I may not have hit my expected dollar amount for our sales, but man, I was able to connect with some great people.
Exactly.
And it has been something that I have preached about and even like live. How sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of my friends aren't, you know, business owners, or maybe not business minded, but I had to, like, I need to get in a room of people who are, right? Like, it's so good to categorize your people in your life. You can't always tell your $1 billion dream to your day one, and it's being respectable, because they may not understand. They might, since you crazy, just go to school, just work, and everything will be okay.
Exactly.
And like, you get in rooms like, you know, J. Marie pop-up shop, J. Marie women's event, or anything that you may have down the line, and say, you know, I can get around these women, these men who think like me, who operate like me, who understand, like, it's possible to have that $1 billion business, because like you said, like, you may not have it in your bank account, but you already that.
Yes.
You're not.
And as long as we have that mindset, like, a lot of people, just like the dinner that you came to, and thank you so much for coming. I was so happy to see you there at the other end of the table. I'm like, what's up, girl? We went to high school together. But yeah, it's like even that event, it wasn't like for profit. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was there like, hey, this is my business, buy into me. But yet people still bought into those people. They were like, oh, you're a business consultant. Oh, you do makeup. I need somebody to do my hair. I'm looking for somebody to do my daughter's hair. And it's like before we even got the event started, it was just everybody was just talking and networking. And I was just standing back like, I don't think I should interrupt. I think I should just let them do what they're doing because this is the purpose of us coming to this room. So for me, like even for me as a woman, like I've always had like issues with developing relationships with women, to be honest. Even like in high school, like I was always, I was cool. I was the cool, I was all right with a lot of people. But in the same token, I wasn't friends with everybody. I was to myself or whatever. So it was like for me doing these events is definitely helping me as well. It's not just about, oh, I want to make money. It's like I'm building connections with real people who think like me. And this is not something you can do just on Facebook, like, hey girl, what's up? You know what I'm saying? It's like actually one-on-one, you learning how to communicate with people. You know what I'm saying? You're getting the resources that you need. So when you do need somebody, you don't have to think like, gosh, I can't find a chef. Like even one of like at the event, the chef was somebody who just started their business as well. So it's like we're helping each other. It's one hand wash the other. So it's definitely been an experience. Like I wouldn't trade it for anything because I feel like I'm just growing and I'm helping other people to grow. And that confidence that, I'm getting in my events and, meeting these people is passing along to other people. So your vibe and your energy is everything. People can feel that. They know when you put hard work into something. They know when you rushed it. They know when you're all about your money. When I'm at my events, I'm like, hey, girl, you good? You need something? You know what I'm saying? How can I help you? What do you have? Tell me about your business. If I was interviewing you, what do you have? What would you say to me? Look at me like that so we can help each other. And I'm going to say, okay, let's try this. Let's try to do it this way, and it's all love at the end of the day. So.
And people know when you coming from a genuine place, right? Like I never forget, like when we was at that women's dinner like 2 weeks ago. Literally, it wasn't just like you said. It wasn't just like promote. I'm just trying to come. Yeah, did they come ready? Did they come with their business cards? Absolutely, they come.
Absolutely.
But it was on a deeper and more intimate level. Why? Because you and Reese provided that space for us to be able to share how somebody lost their, lost their husband. I lost my mom. Like we was connect on a deeper level outside of business owners. It was like also were moms, let their hair down and I'm doing this business and I'm working and I take care of it and I got a husband. So like we was all to be able to relate to each other in different forms. And like I really thank you for providing that space because like we said, some of us came with they day ones and some of them came looking for new friends, right?
Yes, they did.
And literally I got close to one of them. Like we was in the car for like over an hour.
Really?
Me and Blair was
wow. I love Blair.
Yes, we was in the car. She walked me to my car and we was talking for over an hour. Like life and outside of just like talking about the business, right? But it's your network. Your net worth is your network.
You better say it, girl.
In your circle, having your corner that can pour into you can pour into and stuff like that. And who are high level people and high level thinkers. That's how you become great earners, like high earners, honestly. And I have seen it get in rooms like a J. Marie event, you know what I'm saying, or another event. And I learned like if I just get in these rooms, I can literally change my life and change, you know what I'm saying, my compensation because I made my sale goals, but I also made connections that's priceless.
Right. That's true. And it's so funny because like another thing I try to do is I shop with these same people. So I keep everybody's business card. Like I can show you. I have literally everybody that's ever came to my event. I have all their business cards. So whenever I need something, I'm like, okay, I need some skincare products. Yes. So I'm on here like, who got skincare? And I'm calling them up. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I don't want you to go to an event and this is just it. Like the purpose of connections is to stay connected. You know what I'm saying? When my event, when I said long lasting connections, that's what I meant. So like we stay in contact with each other. through Messenger and everything, and everybody's not going to be friends. You know, I don't expect everybody to have these long lasting connections, but I would like for that to happen. Like, I don't want to meet an awesome person today and never speak to them again. Like, you may have something that I need, I may have something that you need. Maybe in the future we can, you know, network with each other again. So that's what I do. Like Blair, you said, I use her skincare line. I love it. So that's just what I do. So I try to encourage other people to do the same. Like, just shop with each other. Like, support each other. If we're not gonna support each other, it's like, what we gonna do? What we gonna do?
What we going to do? And it's like I tell people, like, you are like the biggest supporter, because like sometimes people don't know, like, man, I didn't hit my sale goal, and like you didn't bought some from them. You know what I'm saying? One or two things from there, and you a constant thing. You know what I'm saying? And you also give them pointers, like, okay, you are like, okay, like as an example, you bought my book, right? And I ran out of books, literally. Like, I didn't have books, and I looked and I'm like, oh, I said, Jessica, bought a book. And what did I do, Jessica? When
Oh, it was beautiful. You gave me a little gift. Even though you didn't have to, I'm like, girl, I didn't care if I would have got this book 6 months from now. I was still gonna read it, and I did. I read it, and it was a great book. But you gave me a little gift card and was like, sorry for the inconvenience, but here you go. You met up with me. I thought that was beautiful. So I still got the book.
And that's something you even teach, like you said, even when you, like you said, you at these events that you hosting, and you know, you ask people, like, tell me a little bit about your business, right? Because if I'm an investor and I come to these events, because investors do come to pop-up shops.
Yes, they do.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta have your pitch ready. You gotta have your elevator pitch on point, ready to go, because you never know who's going to walk up to your table. Not only
that's true,
but also want to invest in your company. Like, what makes it great? And you talk about that, like, okay, you give them pointers on the spot, like, okay, this how you can be better assistant. Like, okay, maybe your process need to be a little quicker, or different things like that, or your elevator pitch need to be a little clearer. Whatever it is that you may share with these people, they can literally take their business to the next level.
Yes. And that's my thing, because, you know, we all got stuff to work on in our business, including myself. And so I always tell them, don't be afraid to give me that constructive criticism, because just like I criticize, you know, you in a respectful way, I expect the same. I'm not gonna look at you and say, girl, you don't know what you're talking about. I got this. I'm gonna say, talk to me. What you think? Because, you know, you could be a customer for me as well. So that's why when we were at the dinner, I'm like, hey, what advice can you give to the next business owner? You know, while we sitting here, we all bosses in the room. Some people hadn't even you know, decided what they wanted to do and where they wanted to go with their business, but just being in the room, she's like, hey, I'm inspired. Like, now I want to do something different. You know, she was working for like Trader Joe's. She was like, listen, I want to do something different. Now I'm around all y'all. I feel like whatever, that's the goal. So now when I walk up, I say, where your business cards? I can't shop with you. You know, how am I gonna come back? What if I want to return? You don't have no business cards. You know, you only got Cash App. Where your PayPal? I don't have Cash App. You know, so it's all about growing, and networking is so important. You know, it's so important. It's so very important, because a lot of times we don't grow because we don't know. Like, if you don't know and you have resources, you don't know who's out there, you know, it's, like they say, it's not about what you know. Sometimes it's about who you know. You need the knowledge, but sometimes you got to know the people to get you in the door, or to take you to that next level, to lift you up, to encourage you. We don't have that sometimes. And so being when you're always a strong person, people expect you to be strong all the time, which is why mental health is also extremely important. I know we talked about that before too, but it's just like now I should really have my next event out. I don't have a pop-up shop listed yet, but it is coming. But my thing is just like, take a break. Sometimes you have to take a break and get your mind together, you know, and just really, you know, focus. You know, I always tell everybody that I network with, take at least 30 minutes of your day and dedicate it to personal development. If you read, if you write, if you work out, you do yoga, you know, if you pray, whatever it is that you enjoy doing, do it, because you flourish greater in your business when your mental is together. You know, your mind controls everything. So if your mind ain't right, then the minute somebody flip off on you, you ready to snap. You ready to snap.
Far on the edge. You like,
you ready to snap.
Like, you didn't got the right one. Like, I see some people jump on, hey Taylor, Hey, Apostle. Thank you all for joining us on tonight. If you all have not, please like and share this. Appreciate you, Apostle. Yes, I thank you all for joining. And if you want on the replay, thank you for tuning in. This woman has been dropping none but great jewels. And, like you said, it's not always about like what you know. It's when you know. I tell people like, some people get you to the table, but your character, your skill set, keeps you at the table. You know what I'm saying? Will open that door for you, but you have to be ready to be able to have the tangible things to be able to get these favors, man. Because I have one thing I have to tell people, like going different events like almost every week. Hey, beautiful. That's Tyler. Hi.
Oh, hi, Tyler.
Hi.
Hey, my boss, babe.
Right. Right. She's pregnant and killing the game.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
So, so when I get in these events, I invest the money. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, but if I invest in one event, I meet some great people, connect, like emails. I mean, direct contact to these who are most of the time multimillionaires who will lead me to another room that can change my life. And I tell people, like, you have to get in the room, you all. Like, it's times where, like I said, I would ask somebody, like, you want to go to the event? And well, okay, how much is it? Oh, it's $400. Oh, no, I'm not paying that, right? Like, I'm not paying that. Or, like, even with your event, the price is going up. Just a heads up, the price is going up. But hypothetically speaking, you say, I'm just saying, $100. Hey, beautiful, it's $100 for a table, right? So for you to be a vendor, I'm just putting a number out there. I'm not saying
right.
Price, but I'm just saying that you would say that, and if I'm not paying that, well, I went to Kiki thing, and it was like, oh, we'll go to Kiki, but
go to Kiki.
You don't know who's going to be there. You get what I'm saying? It may be your investor, your angel investor, waiting to invest in your business, but because you don't want to invest in yourself, but you didn't want to invest in your company, that you gonna miss on your blessing.
Yeah. And then, not to cut you off, I'm sorry. But it's so funny because I always tell people, if you haven't, like with hosting pop-up shops in particular, I actually sat at a table before. You see what I'm saying? So I know what it feels like to sit there and not make the money, or to sit there and the event host is so unorganized that you're like, okay, how do I do this? When do we do this? When do we get our prize? You know what I'm saying? So just sitting there and being in that uncomfortable position, it makes you say, I can make this better. You know what I'm saying? So when people tell me like, oh, I'm not paying this, well, I know the work I put into doing this. I know the people that helped me to do this. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm not going to lower my price because maybe you feel like, it should be cheaper or whatever. Well, you go wherever. And it's so funny because these people who complain about it, they go and spend $150 to somebody they know nothing about, no history, no anything about them. And then they leave in bad reviews. Oh, she didn't do this. I spent $150. Well, did you know her? Did you check her history? You know what I'm saying? And it's people doing better than me. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's people doing better than me. But what I'm saying is the people who buy into what I'm doing, they understand that it's an investment. You're not coming to me like, oh, put money in my pocket. You coming to me for the opportunity. So it's just, I'm not going to change my price because you don't like it. And I always tell everybody, don't change your price. If that's your price, the right people will connect to you.
Absolutely.
The right people will connect to you. So,
hey, Sierra. So I want to, so what would you say to, that person that's like, maybe, like you once upon a time, like, would you still consider yourself like an introvert? I feel like I'm an introvert still. People don't believe that, but I am. But we ain't go with it.
You said, do I think
you're an introvert? Do you still believe?
You're
a people person, like you're still an introvert.
So I'm one of those. I don't know, to be honest, because I'm one of those people that like I don't have to be in the forefront. I don't have to be in the front. Like even when I used to dance, I used to put people in the front and I would just be in the back.
Yes.
And it wasn't so much like it wasn't that I felt like I couldn't be in the front. I'm just like, you could be in the front. Like it's not that big of a deal to me.
Right.
So, but I will say that doing these events has made me the opposite, like where I'm like, I have to be in the forefront because now I'm the one that they're coming to. So, so to answer that question, do I think I'm an introvert? Not necessarily, but I think that I connect with a certain type of person. Like I can't just pretend, like, you know, I can't just be around anybody or whatever. I like a certain type of vibe and energy, and when I don't feel it, I'm not catering to it, you know what I mean? I'm not giving my energy to it. So in high school, yeah, definitely I was more of an introvert. I had my few people that I talked to, and I would, you know, tell my, you know, whatever, whoever I wanted to confide in, but no, I didn't. No.
Yeah. So what would you say to that introvert business owner or that person who's aspiring an entrepreneur and they want to get in these rooms, they around people, they love them, but they don't have the same frame mind that they have, right? What would you say? What pointers would you give them to not only get in the room, but when they get in the room, how they should be when they get in these rooms?
I say always have the mindset that you add the value to the room. Because as long as you know who you are, when you go into the room, people can feel that vibe. Like if you know what I mean? Like if you are a person that you like insecure or slow about things, just I say practice, like even if you have to turn the camera on and record yourself at home, you know, because if you're going to be a business owner, you have to put yourself out there. You know, people, you have to put a face to your brand in most instances. So people need to know who you are. They need to know, because sometimes people will buy into that person and not necessarily the product. So I say it's important to just practice the communication, and understand who you are. Understand that you are the value. If you come in and you saying, this is what I'm bringing to the table, this is what my product is going to do for you, then have that confidence that your product is going to do that. Because I know for me, if you lack the confidence in what you're selling, I'm going to believe it don't work. So I'm going to be like, well, should I buy into this? Because you don't even seem sure about it. So my advice is to put yourself out there. Like if you have to slowly do it, if you have to do like maybe a little small 6-second video today, or you know, this I'm learning this too, because I told you I don't like cameras. If I could be if I could be away from the camera all day, I would, but I'm growing out of that. That's something that even in TLC, my upline used to always say, hey, I want to see your face. I want to see you with the product. I don't want to just see the product. I want to see you with it, you know? So it's important.
It is. And that's so crucial that you said having the confidence, right? People can sense a weak, or not just a weak person, a person that's insecure, a person who don't really have that confidence. And it really only takes a few seconds. It takes a few minutes for them to tell, right? Your body posture. I mean, just how you direct and how you articulate your words, things that you say. You know, if you use a lot of filler words, all things count. And even as you get into bigger rooms, you realize that, right? You realize, like, you know, hey, like, hey, maybe I need to really get my elevator pitch, you know, on point, clear. Right. I need to really focus in on my attire. Attire is your appearance. What you wear speaks before you does. Like, that's true. It speaks before you do. Like before you can open up your mouth and say, hey, my name is Chanel, my name is J. Marie. Like people can tell, okay, how it's just like they say on the street. Like they tell women, how do you want a man to, if you want to a certain way, wear that attire so he can a certain way, right?
Right. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just the same way when you get into these rooms. I actually wrote a few things down. Obviously, the first thing I say is invest in yourself. And what is it, right? And I know we say these things, but it's really key to like really hear the definition. And it's spend money with the exception of achieving a profit, right? So you have to give something, and your expectation of that is return,
right?
Return on your investment.
That's
so giving, and what are you expecting to get back from that? Right. So I actually have some apps that you can use that you may not really want to go to events, right? You know, we kind of coming out the pandemic, but you say, you know what, to get my feet, maybe I need to start out virtually, right? So I have an app called, which I'm actually going to put it in the comments, which is Hive Bright.
I'll write that down too.
So which is HIVE and Bright, BRITE. And it's actually a social network for businesses. So I believe actually it's free. You actually can also, like, you know how people do Facebook groups and different things like that, is to have like a membership. So like if you building up a community of people and you want to charge them a monthly subscription, right? And you actually allow people that's in your network of people, which you're charging them every month, to be basically in that virtual room, right?
Okay.
And then networking events, stuff like that. And you gotta pay to get in these rooms, or you gotta pay to get in this membership, because I'm gonna have some high level people that you want to be in a room with, right? So this is one of my favorite ones. It's Meetup. Meetup is free, and it's literally Meetup, and it's actually an app. So it's MEET up, Meetup. So Meetup is it's kind of different. They have different categories. So if you're interested in different hobbies, whether it's, I don't know, maybe you want to get into something about nature or something like that. You interested in nature, you more adventurous person, but also you're business oriented. Like, it's different categories that you put yourself in, or even your sexual orientation. Like, you could put that in as well, and you get in different groups in these different categories on Meetup, and it brings up events. I mean, they have events like depending on the groups that you get in, the more groups that you in, the more options that you have. So Meetup is free. You can get it on the Apple Store and on Google Play as well. So
Okay.
Meetup for years. Actually met some great women, great men, high level people who I have met at different events, and just kind of like people I talk to actually daily. Another one is Sharp, I believe, is SHAPR.
I never heard of that one.
Yeah, so this is actually, yes, SHAPR. And this is also a free one as well. And it's say basically it's like LinkedIn on steroids. So basically like you have a profile and you tell them like a little bit about yourself, your credentials and different things like that, and people connect. You can message people on there as well, and it's free too.
Okay.
So now, obviously, as we know, when we have events, Eventbrite, you can actually look up on events in your area. I'm sure, Jessica, you use Eventbrite for your event.
I love Eventbrite. Sometimes when I don't have anything to do on the weekend, I look on Eventbrite.
Yeah, when you don't, because I'm like, I honestly, I don't be knowing about a lot of events in Chicago.
Right.
I really don't. Like, it'd be like, you know, like Jay, like you put up events, or I know people who like into events, so they, you know, share their friends' event or something like that. If it's something I'm interested in, I'll pop up. Whether I go by myself or I'll go with a girl to, or, you know, a friend of mine. So that's good. But, and also Clubhouse, like obviously Clubhouse kind of dying down, but I mean, when we was in, what was it, the end of last year, we was in a pandemic. Be honest with you, like Clubhouse was the place. Like,
it was.
You to get confidence. You was on Clubhouse. I seen Jay. Like,
I'm still on Clubhouse, just not as much, but it's definitely good for networking. People don't use it for that reason, but if you use it the way, you know, to your advantage, you definitely can gain from Clubhouse. So that's true.
So like Clubhouse is so great. No video. I would be transparent with you all. Clubhouse, I'm nervous. I don't know what it is about Clubhouse. I am nervous, but I will get on. Like, I would get on the live. Somebody get out with me. Okay, I get on live. But when it comes to like Clubhouse, I am like, oh my God.
Why?
And no, it sounds crazy. Like, people are the opposite. Like, I'd rather people hear my voice and, you know, not see me, because I could be like whatever and I could just, you know, but I really don't know. And I guess because the beginning, when all the hype, it was so much pressure on there.
Right.
You know yourself, obviously, and just, you know, people trying to over deliver to prove themselves. And I didn't want to have to overdo it. play my part basically.
I
So
think it's kind of slowed down when it comes to that part, because everybody's pretty free. But it is some people that get on there and they say like, "Oh, I'm so nervous right now," and I'm just like, I don't think it's anything to be nervous about. You just got to go in the rooms that fit you. Like, I
yeah,
think sometimes when a lot of people get nervous, they could be in those rooms that's like, this might not be for you. Like, you know what I'm saying?
but
But
at it,
I love Clubhouse.
yeah. I mean, like I was actually suspended from the app because it's so important when you it's also how you apply to life. Like honestly, like when you invite some people to when I invited somebody to the clubhouse, they acted up on there, and I
Oh, okay.
and invite also when you invite these people to these rooms and you got a good representation, but now you don't because they're looking at who you brought.
Right, that's true.
You know, so this is so great. If like you have not already done so, I want to thank everyone in who have came. But we're wrapping up. But I really want to go up some things that even just what Jay said, and obviously it's something I have wrote down. Getting in the rooms, knowing your value. You come in with the value. You come in knowing your worth. That was something that you shared, and I really love. Actually, I wrote down and focus on the know, like, and trust factor.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you come into, you know, a room that people may not know you, may not come in knowing someone already. So someone can't vouch for you. Nobody can validate you in this sense. So you have to, within the minute, people have to know, like, and trust you because that's how people buy. They buy for know, like, and trust. They don't want to. Let's be real. But
Yeah.
if, like, even though so I have bought because I disliked them on social media. I didn't personally know them, but I'm like, I feel a connection through Facebook.
Right.
I feel a connection on Instagram.
That's true.
So I'll back from the product is good, right? So like you said, continue to provide value and have that confidence, right? Because confidence sells. So if you can be confident, and you may not have the best product, but because your confidence on a high level, they're going to buy from you off rip.
Yeah.
Right? You said that. Make it about them. When you talk, one thing I have realized, like when I meet people and I go to these rooms, it's like I make it about them. So, what is it that you like? How can I be a service to you? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like how what can I bring to the table? Like you said, knowing your value. When you come to these rooms, like you have to know what you can bring and be an asset to this person because if you a new business owner and I've been in this game for 25 years, what can you do for me? Right? Like some of them think like that. Like some of them have told me, you do for me, right? And it's good to know what you can bring and what you can be assets to an asset. Okay. Yeah, seek out to be the best in your network, right? Like what is it that you do? When I go in, I tell people that I'm out there, I tell people that I tell people that I have a clothing brand and they say, oh, what okay. And I'll be honest with them. My clothing line is rebranding thing, right? You have to be honest because they gonna eventually find out that you capping, right? Like they go that you ain't being real and being an active listener has to too.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you just get they social media handle, whatever, right? And they follow y'all follow each other back, follow up with them. Hey, how you been doing? Remember me from J. Marie, on such and such day, you remember we chopped it up. Oh, hey girl, what's going on? What not so not much. Can we meet up or how things been going for you? Like, let's talk about some ideas how we can partner up with each other, like different like that. So that's what I have far as I have been going into different networking events and going to a J. Marie networking event or just even going to your event. I want to say where you came and killing. I looked up, I'm like, sis doing that events and they being sold out. Like nobody else can be a vendor. Okay, she already got enough vendors. And you just kept going. Even like you said, you stopped with your friend or your cousin, but you kept going. The first one by yourself wasn't the biggest success, but you kept going. You kept going.
Yeah.
So what would you say to that business owner who say, you know what, like I don't have a network, business kind of slow. What would you say to them and how can you motivate them to keep going?
I would say first, I always believe the first thing you should do in any situation is assess the situation. So basically, if you're going into something, you feel like, okay, it's not giving me the results that I need? Is this something that maybe you need to change on your end first? Because I think sometimes we don't want to take accountability and say, it's not my product. It's these people just, you know what I'm saying? They always say it's not my product. Well, it might not be your product. It could be your delivery. So sometimes you have to assess your delivery. Like, are you reaching out to the right crowd of people? So if you're selling weight loss products, you might not want to reach out to the person that's super fit or something. I don't know. I'm just throwing some things out there. But you want to go to people who might need to lose weight, you know? So I think that's first and foremost, is always just assess your situation. If you find that you don't need to change anything, then just keep going. Just keep going, keep trying. Like, somebody is going to buy into you because of your consistency. When you're consistent, like I remember when I was selling TLC, people were like, "Oh my God, I'm so tired of you posting this stuff every day." You just posting this every day, and I'm just like, well, I'm actually making sales. They might not comment on my post, or they might not like it, but I'm making money off this stuff. You know, it's the very people that won't like your post that hit you up and say, "Girl, I need 4 bags."
Yes.
You know, and I'm like, man, I don't even have 4 bags. Let me get my inventory up. So it's definitely, you want to reach out to the right crowd. Like I said, always assess first. Assess anything first. You want to check yourself, check your business, check your crowd, check your marketing strategies, everything, and say, what can I do differently?
Yes.
And if you find that everything on your checklist is okay, then keep going.
Yes.
Keep going. So
That's good. Assess yourself. Look yourself in the mirror. What can I do different, right? Like, you know, Sally Mae, she killing it, and she doing the same thing I'm doing, right? It may not be better than you, but it's some things that you need to tweak, some things to change to make your product stand out. You may have the best products. If your market not is in right shape, or you're not doing things, you know, and ethical, whatever it may be, you just have to like evaluate. And that's like, as I'm rebranding my clothing brand now, you know, it's like I'm realizing how my lunch was the first time around, and I said, okay, what can I change differently? What can I do differently so it could be a more even bigger success when I launch the second time? Because you have to evaluate yourself. You have to evaluate, you know, your brand values or your brand proposition, whatever it may be, to say, or your marketing strategy to change up. And like you said, consistency is key. Like, people buy into consistency, right? Like, this is a 20-second show, right? That we have been on. Some weeks I don't come on, right? But most of the time, people know I'm going to be on every Monday night, right? And once the show comes, when the clothing line come back, it's going to be even bigger success because they see my consistency with the show. They see my consistency with, you know, promoting the show and promoting Not Statistic as a brand. So people will buy into that, right? And that is key too, right? So that was so good. And I have one of the last is, why are you not a statistic?
That's a great question. No. If I had to say why I wasn't a statistic, I would say because I never allow my situation to stop me. And I feel like when I think of a statistic, it's always an endpoint to something in their life. So maybe this challenge caused you to stop and you just never pursue anything else. And so I've had a lot of situations where I could have stopped. I could have given up, and I could have said, like, you know, this is not for me. I'll never be anything. You know, this boils from business to personal to anything. And it's like, for me, I will never give up because I know that there is greatness inside of me. So this goes back to even me saying, knowing your value and your worth. So for me, not being a statistic means to keep the grind going, you know, to keep grinding, to just, like, for me, I apply every single thing in my life. Everything. So even when I was in school, whatever I learned from school, I'm like, okay, I can use this for this, you know, because we have so many tools in our hands, you know, inside of us, and we don't know that we have them sometimes. So for me, it's just expanding what I already have. So I will never be a statistic because I'm going to always push for greatness for myself, my son. I'm going to always push. So being a statistic will never be a part of my vocabulary.
Come
So.
on. That answer.
So,
Love that. And like you said, you keep going. Despite you may go through, you gotta keep going. You gotta keep,
yes, ma'am.
and
And
that's just. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say it does get hard. Like I think people don't understand that any success is gonna come with a process. So even if it's the smallest success, like maybe I wanted a dream car or whatever, you might have to build your credit to get that car. It's a process. So we can't be afraid of the process or taking that leap or taking that chance. Like if you always live life being comfortable, you'll never reach your full potential. So sometimes we gotta break out our comfort zone. Like being on camera is for me breaking out of my comfort zone, but I know that it's me growing. I'm growing as a person, as a business owner, as a woman, as an individual. So it's like break out your comfort zone, do something that you probably would normally do and grow. Just keep growing, and it's definitely gonna pay off in the end. So
Absolutely, that is so, and that's what we talk about. Well, like when I bring people on here, I don't bring people on here just to talk about the great things that have happened in their life. I talk about the things that necessarily they might not talk about on camera, right? What happened in between? What happened prior to that success that led you to that success, right?
right.
Sometimes our pain, our trauma leads us to promise.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't just for us to go through stuff and stuff like that. Oh no, you test to have a testimony. And I bring people on the show to dreamers and visionaries and give hope. Literally, that's bound in statistic lifestyle, and we do this through live video. Just to bring more people who've been through hell and high, who literally could have, people who have been incarcerated, people who have been high school dropouts, people who, dropped out of college, whatever it was, they changed their story around. They didn't make what it is that they could have been subject to. They changed around and became successful business, successful career women, men, whatever it is that the path that was chosen for them, they executed. They kept going because they weren't supposed to make it. That's the thing. They weren't supposed to make it. It was spoken that you're not going to make it. So you have symbolized that, says you bring people forth who not a statistic. And I appreciate you so much. You keep going. Your events is literally changing people's lives and bringing people to a sense of I can really do this thing because I met a woman, I met a man who spoke life into me in my event. I may not have made the sales, but I made the connections that's going to be long lasting. I made the sales and I made new clients and now have repeating clients. And you provide that space for people that may not have had that before or never had it in the form of how you put it. So I appreciate you personally. I thank you for this time that you have shared, taken away from your son and just even what you I thank you. And if you have not already done so, you all please like and share this, you all. And we're actually going to get your information so you all can stay connected with Miss J. Marie. So
thank you so much for inviting me on, girl. You don't even understand. You saying you're proud of me, but I'm so proud of you. And I can't wait till we reach the top together, girl. I'm gonna be high-fiving you right there. Like, yes, we there. We made it, sis. We ain't no statistics. We made it, sis.
We made it. Like
we go right there.
Period.
I'm happy for you. Thank you again.
Thank you so much. So yeah, her information is on the screen. You all please stay connected. She actually have an event coming up on July 31st. It's a girls' night. It's a dance. It's going to be a instructive dance. That's going to come in. They're going to have it's going to be like a dance class for that. And that night actually is 8:00. It's $50. Ladies, come on now, y'all. Y'all know y'all need a rest from them kids.
Yes.
All right, possibly. And you want to just get up with some girls, like-minded women, and dance. Just maybe learn to dance, learn, and that's exercise. Come on, that's exercise. Come on, that's exercise.
Yes. And she is actually a professional dancer as well. So this is not just somebody I found on the street.
Absolutely.
anything. So it will be fun. Wine is included. It's in Dyer, Indiana. And like
Okay.
you said, it's $50. So if anybody would like to come, we need more beautiful women who just need a break from life to just be free. So if you like to come, just inbox me.
Yeah. So stay connected with Miss Jamie. Girl, I will be listen. So I bought something from Pretty Jazz. Okay, let me talk about her real quick.
My other girl.
Look, and when I tell you shipping was so quickly, she helped with the process, you all, because Afterpay was not following me. Going out of town this week, so I'm gonna my outfits. I brought all of them. Okay, periods.
That's good.
So I look forward to wearing them, and I service. But yes, J. Marie, we're gonna put your information up. Like I said, she has an event coming up on July 1st, 8 o'clock. Kind of late pop, pull up, slide through, come through, bring your girl, bring your cousin, look, whomever you bring your girls and pull up. It's gonna be a great time.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna instruct you all. It's gonna be wine. This is gonna be a great time with some like-minded women. Bring the squad. So yeah, hit her up. We have her Facebook, which is J Marie. She has the orange hat. It's like this, like she doing like this, you know. And Instagram, 2 underscores in the front, J with 2 Y's and Cole. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, I appreciate you. And I love you all. If you have not already done so, like and share this broadcast. And if you're on the replay, like and share this, comment, subscribe if you're on YouTube. I love you all. And I thank Ms. J. Marie for joining us. This will not be the last that we collaborate. So looking forward to it in the near future. So I love you all. Until next time of a Not A Statistic TV. Have a great night.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.